All right, I'm excited to talk with you about how to find better, faster selling inventory that won't tank in price. Because one of the most frustrating things as an Amazon seller is to buy your inventory, send it to Amazon, and all of a sudden the competitors start tanking the price. And you're like, what are you doing? It was selling at a really good price before. Why is it not? Why are people trying to tank the price? In fact, it tanks so much that you end up like barely breaking even or worse, losing money. I want to show you how you can avoid those, minimize those times where that happens, and buy better inventory that sells faster at a higher price than the prices you expect them to sell for. It is possible. I want to show you how to do that. Before we get into that content, I want to give you some free gifts. If you've never been on a webinar of mine, I give out some free gifts. I want to give you a book called Seller Central Tips. It's all about reimbursements from Amazon, refunds, how to correct different Amazon glitches. I want to give you that book for free. All you got to do, fulltimefba.com/seller central tips, and I'll tell you exactly how you can get that book for free. You're just signing up for my email list, and I will email you that book. I will also give you some free gifts like the Amazon seller acronyms. If you hear people talking about acronyms and you're not sure what LTSF is, or you're not sure, what different types of letter combinations that we talk about in the Amazon seller community, you'll get all those for you, and it helps you understand what's going on. Another free gift for you, the Amazon sales rank chart. If you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get the Amazon sales rank chart where I break down all the main Amazon categories and which sales ranks are good in all the different categories. So if you want to take a screenshot of this before we go to the next page, that is the link for you to go and get these free gifts, fulltimefba.com/seller central tips. All right. I want to make sure that you know at the end of this presentation, we are doing a giveaway. We're going to be giving away some gift cards, giving away some courses. We'll have an open Q&A session at the end of the presentation where you can ask me questions, follow-up questions, so I can answer and help clarify some things. And so be sure you put that in the questions section of the GoToWebinar control panel. My challenge to you right now is to focus. You might be watching this and TV, or you might be watching this and kind of scrolling on your phone or whatever. I highly suggest for you to get the most out of this, at least for the next half hour or so, for you to focus on this presentation, because those of you who are watching live and who focus on what I'm going to talk to you about are going to get the most out of this, and it's going to impact your Amazon business the most. And so I want to make sure you know that you're in the right place. You're in the right place if you're an Amazon seller and you want to sell your items faster than they're selling right now. You're in the right place. If you want to source inventory that actually sells at the prices you expect them to sell, you're in the right place. If you're a seller who is tired of other Amazon sellers tanking prices of the items that you're selling, you're in the right place, because we can avoid this. If you don't know me, my name is Steven Smotherman. I've been selling on Amazon for almost 10 years. And in fact, coming up this Q4 is going to be my 10th Q4. That's a picture of me and my family. I've got 4 boys. My oldest boy is grown. I was selling on eBay. I sold on eBay back in 1998 is when I first started with that. And eBay was a fun hobby for about 10 years or so. But in 2011, I discovered selling on Amazon via Fulfillment by Amazon. And it just opened my eyes. Amazon storing my inventory, shipping it for me, taking care of all of that. It was amazing. In 2012, I was actually awarded by Amazon as a top holiday seller, which means for the last 3 months of the year, October, November, December, I had the top 25% sales on Amazon. So I'd only been selling a year on Amazon, and I already was able to be in the top 25% sales on Amazon and get a customer satisfaction rating of A+. And that's really rare. Amazon doesn't do this award anymore, but it was cool that I was able to get that in 2012. In 2013, my life changed incredibly, because I was a single dad of 4 kids, and I met Rebecca. And in 2013, we got married. I met her before 2013, but in 2013, I got married. She became an incredible stepmom, but also encouraged me to start full-time FBA, and eventually joined me blogging and doing videos and even podcast with full-time FBA. And so if you're curious about turning part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon, go check us out, fulltimefba.com. And we got a podcast that we started in 2019. You can check that out, fulltimefba.com/podcast. But that is my quick summary of where I came from when I was, jobless in debt and not sure how I'm going to be able to survive, I started selling on Amazon, and I've been able to turn part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon. So let me see if you can relate to an experience. The experience of tanking prices. You buy an item, say you buy a Mr. Coffee pot at $7, and the lowest FBA price is like $30. And you're like, awesome, I could make some good money with this. But then the prices start to tank, and it goes down to $24.99, and then $20.99, and then $15.99. It's like, oh my, that's just like barely leaving you any room. You after FBA fees, you might even just be breaking even at this point. That is a frustrating situation and something that we all want to avoid. And it's because of really bad sourcing decisions. When we want to avoid tanking prices, what we want to do is actually avoid making bad sourcing decisions. When we make unprofitable inventory decisions, that leads to tanking prices and slow sales, which leads to smaller profits and sometimes even loss. So we're going to talk about how we can avoid that process, because we want to make profitable inventory decisions, which lead to fast sales, which leads to higher profits. So what's an unprofitable inventory decision? Maybe you can relate to this. Items that take months and months to sell. If you're not selling your inventory within 2 to 3 months of buying it, that is taking too long. That's an unprofitable inventory decision. If it's items that you need to constantly reprice in order to get the next sale, that's an unprofitable inventory decision. If you sell an item every once in a while, but you went way too deep, you purchased way too many, and now you have to deal with all these storage fees, that's an unprofitable inventory decision. And if you end up having to remove an item from your inventory and or even destroying it because you know what, it was an unprofitable inventory decision. But we want to avoid that. So here is why people make unprofitable inventory decisions. It's because they're only looking at two things. When most people are sourcing for their inventory, they're only looking at two factors. Number one, the price. Am I going to make some good money on this? What's the ROI? If this item sells, what's my profit going to be? So they're only looking at that selling price and how much money they're going to make. So that's the first thing that they're looking at, the prices. And they want to make sure they make a good choice and not a bad choice. But you need more information than just the price. Well, we look at sales rank. That's something else that we look at. And when we think about the sales rank, we think, okay, the better the sales rank, the more likely this item is going to sell quickly. And most people stop right there. But there's one more step that's missing. I'll tell you what that step is in just a minute. That will help you turn unprofitable inventory decisions into profitable inventory decisions. So when we're outsourcing, we got our sourcing apps. You know, maybe you're using the Amazon Seller app. Maybe you're using Scoutify from Inventory Lab. Personally, I like Scoutify because you get more information from Scoutify. Of course, Amazon Seller app is free, but also you get what you pay for. And Scoutify comes with Inventory Lab. That is a monthly fee, but you get some amazing things with what you pay for when it comes to that. But both of these give you the basics. You can see what your profit's going to be. You see what the sales rank is going to be. And so you can see, and of course, the way that they crunch their numbers might be a little bit different when it comes to giving you the actual numbers that you're making. But you can see that they give you the ROI, you know, what's your profit's going to be. And you can also see the sales rank. Of course, in Amazon app, it just gives you the main sales rank with the category. And but within Scoutify, it gives you the main sales rank within the number of how many items are in that category. The cool thing about Scoutify, you can click this, and it actually tells you the percentage of that particular sales rank number in that category. But here's a big thing that I want to make sure that you know and understand and walk away from. To make better, faster selling inventory, to be able to have the inventory items, you need to make profitable inventory decisions. And I'll walk you through how to make profitable inventory decisions in just a moment. Profitable inventory decisions leads to stronger prices, more frequent sales. That's what you want, right? You want more sales, faster sales, stronger prices. How would your Amazon business be impacted if you were able to sell for higher and faster than before? That leads to higher profits and higher disbursements. How would you like to have a higher disbursement every time you take money out of your Amazon account? Whether you're set up for the, every 2 weeks or whatever you're set up with, higher profits and higher disbursements. There is a way to do that, and it's by realizing a couple things. When you make this mindset shift and understand this, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to really rock your world. To make profitable inventory decisions, you need to realize how often things change on Amazon. Things change on Amazon a lot. And I'm not just talking about the rules. I'm talking about their prices. Amazon reprices their products 2.5 million times a day. That blows my mind how often they are tweaking their prices, changing their prices. And that's just Amazon. Third-party sellers, they have repricers set up. Their prices are going up and down all the time. Multiple times a day, prices are changing all the time. Another thing, sales ranks are updated once an hour. This is exactly from Amazon. The Amazon bestseller calculation is based on Amazon sales and is updated hourly to reflect recent and historical sales of every item sold on Amazon. So, realizing how often things change, you might start to think differently about how you source. And I'll tell you why in just a second. Amazon reprices their inventory 2.5 million times a day. Repricers of third-party sellers are set up, and there's other third-party sellers who are manually repricing, changing the prices all the time. So prices are always changing. Sales ranks are changing 24 times a day. So when we realize how often things change on Amazon, we start to understand that you need more information than a single little snapshot in time to make a smart sourcing decision. So when you're outsourcing and you're looking at your sourcing app, Amazon Seller app or Scoutify, you see the profits that you can make, you see the sales rank. Well, this profit that's potentially right now might be different in 5 minutes. It might be different in an hour. It might be different tomorrow. It could stay the same. It's possible, but how can you tell for sure? I'll tell you how you can know for sure in just a second. Sales rank changes 24 times a day. So the sales rank of 7,000 in toys, maybe it was 16,000 the day before. Maybe it was 100,000 4 days ago. You don't know. And so we need to stop sourcing our inventory, only looking at today's sales rank, only looking at today's prices. So Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, said, you make your money on the buy, not the sell. This is true in any investment, whether it's real estate, business, or the stock market. And this is true with Amazon FBA too. When you're selling inventory, reselling inventory on Amazon, you make your money on the buy. And when I first heard that years ago, I thought, that is dumb. That makes no sense. I make my money when I sell. When I sell, that's when I make my money. I mean, that's when I get the money, right? I sell it, I get that money. But that's not what he's talking about. You make the money on the buy because the buying part of it, the buying step, the step where you decide to buy that inventory to add it to what you're going to sell on Amazon, that needs to be the most important decision that you make. That needs to be the decision that you spend the most time and effort and energy learning how to improve. Your buying skills, that's the most important muscle in your Amazon FBA workout that you need to be working on, because you make your money on the buy. There's a lot of times we buy inventory to resell, the prices tank, we end up losing money, and we're actually losing money on the sell. So you need to work on your buying muscle to be able to grow your Amazon business. So realize how often things change on Amazon. Understand that you need more information than just a single snapshot in time to make a profitable sourcing decision. And here's the game changer. Number 3, look at Keepa to better predict future prices and sales. And if you know a little bit about Keepa, that's awesome. If you are brand new to Keepa, I'm going to blow your mind. And if you think, I've tried to use Keepa before, it really isn't that helpful, you're doing it wrong. Keepa is a game changer. Keepa is right up there in my top 2 tools that I cannot run my Amazon business without. I would never run my Amazon business without Keepa. And so even if you think you already know Keepa, I might teach you a few things today that will help you improve your Keepa knowledge, that will help you with your Amazon business. Even one little thing about Keepa, learning it today, will help you grow your Amazon business stronger. And if you're brand new to Keepa, I'll give you a quick little quick run through about what Keepa is. But Keepa is a tool that tracks sales rank history and pricing history of almost every item on Amazon. I'm actually going to go to Keepa to show you what it looks like. So here we are, Keepa.com, and it's got lots of really good stuff. There's daily deals, price history charts. You see price drops and availability alerts, international prices. There's a lot of really great things with Keepa. It's really awesome because you can actually change. You can choose what language you want to look at with Keepa. You can look at different Amazon platforms with Keepa. You can change the currency settings. So if you're an international watching this, you can check out. You can learn about how to use Keepa Graph in France, and you can change the currency to what to whatever currency you want and best understand. So here's a quick Keepa graph for this Paw Patrol Zuma's hovercraft, and I want to let you know that Keepa has both a paid and a free subscription model. There's a free subscription model that gives you most of the pricing history, and there's a paid plan that gives you sales rank and buy box and other types of information. And so if you're playing along at home on a Keepa graph and you don't see what I'm showing you here, it might be because you just have the free program for Keepa. But let's take a look at this graph over here. This is showing the last 3 months of a Keepa graph. On the left side, got the price, we got the dates on the bottom, and then we can see right now I've got Amazon activated and new prices activated. So I can just take this new price off, and I can see how Amazon's price has changed over time. I can take that off. I can look at new prices and see how new prices has changed over time. If I'm selling a used item, I can see what the price history of a used item. Have you ever tried to sell something as used or collectible and you're not quite sure what to price it at? Well, you can look at a Keepa graph and look at the last 3 months. It's another cool thing about Keepa. You can change it to where you're looking at the last day, the last week, the last month data, the last 3 years, the whole year, or even the whole lifetime of a particular item. But you can also see the sales rank of an item on Amazon. Sales rank is this green line. Now the sales rank comes with the paid subscription model, but every time a price goes, every time a sales rank number goes from a high number to a low number, means at least one sale, at least one. And of course, the closer you are to as a 0 or a 1 sales rank, it can mean multiples of 1. And that's where we get the sales rank numbers on this side. So this is a really good ranked toy. It's in the ranked 50 for a long time. And so, you can turn stuff on and turn stuff off, and you can look at Keepa graphs. You can look at the buy box history, and you can see, I'll turn everything off except for the buy box history. So you can see that the buy box changes. You can see who owns the buy box. Like Amazon owns the buy box here. You can see in the little box there, buy box $9.99 by Amazon. And you can see up here, the buy box went to $14.75 by a third party fulfilled by merchant seller. And you're like, why would the buy box go to a fulfilled by merchant seller at $14.75? Well, another cool thing about Keepa here is Keepa shows you with this shaded area when Amazon is in stock and when Amazon is out of stock. This shaded area means Amazon is in stock, and the non-shaded area, the white area, is when Amazon's out of stock. Another cool tip with Keepa, you can actually zoom in on a graph to see anything closer. So I'll zoom in on this. You can put your cursor down and click and hold it and drag it, and then I can zoom in. And, oh, spoiler alert, anywhere on the graph you can click and you can see, who the seller was, what the price was at that time, how long they had the buy box, what the price was, and you can see. But look at this. When Amazon goes out of stock, what happens to the lowest new price? It goes up. Amazon's back in stock, it goes down. Amazon's out of stock, it goes back up to $29.99. Amazon's back in stock, down to $9.84. Amazon's out of stock, back up to $29.99. And if you haven't figured out by now, watching this in full screen mode on your computer is the best way to be watching this. If you're watching on your phone, just be sure maybe to catch the replay to see some of this stuff in closer view. But you can see a lot of information. Again, the sales rank information, the buy box information is stuff that comes with the paid subscription, and there's so much more. I mean, you can hover over statistics here, and you can see what the average sales rank is. You can see right here that the average sales rank is 72 in the last 90 days, but in the last 180 days, the average sales rank was 10,000. So that's a big deal. So let's look at the last year for this item. Whoa, the last year. Apparently, Amazon went out of stock between March 20th, in stock just a little bit here and there, but was out of stock for a while. So when Amazon went out of stock, the sales rank went up, but you can still see a lot of sales. Let's zoom in here. Still see a lot of sales going on, but the prices are definitely above the Amazon's lower $9.99 price right here. So you can see with Keepa that you can look into the past to better predict the future and be able to make better sourcing decisions. Another cool thing about Keepa is that, in fact, I'll even show you. It says price history charts. It has more than that, but price history is part of the free version. There's an extension where it will put a Keepa graph right on the Amazon sales page. So if you use Firefox, if you use Chrome, if you use Opera, if you use Windows 10, if you use Safari, Keepa you can download and get that extension going. Here is a Amazon product page for that Zoomus hovercraft. You can scroll down and you can see that Keepa graph just show up right here, and you can see all sorts of information and do the same types of stuff as before. I'm going to turn the sales rank on, and there's a lot of different information that you can use. And again, I'm just scratching the surface of this, but it helps you see some things with Keepa looking into the past to be able to better predict the future. Here is a Seinfeld scene at board game, and you can see here it just looks all crazy. It's a lot of information. It's hard to see all at once. So you can look at stuff by even just hovering over it. It makes the line bolder. So let's say I just want to look at the sales rank, but I still want to see the other information. Then you can look at the sales rank. Just look at the new price. Just look at the Amazon price. Just look at the buy box line, and you can see at the top of the Keepa graph, you can see at the very top there's like a thick blue line where there's some red in there, or maybe it's orange. I'm a little colorblind, I can't really see for sure. But every time that color changes, a different person has the buy box. So you can see that the buy box is being shared by multiple sellers. And you can see that, okay, this is cool. This item has some good rotation within the buy box. So, and again, with Keepa putting it on the Amazon sales page, you can look at all this information yourself. So that's just a quick little introduction to Keepa. If you are interested in Keepa, right now they have a very limited time coupon code. If you go to fulltimefba.com/Keepa, you can use the coupon code HISTORY, save 20% off your first 5 months. Keepa is a very affordable tool. It averages out, I think, to around $15 a month to use. And so you can save 20% off your first 5 months using the coupon code HISTORY. So fulltimefba.com/Keepa if you want to try Keepa. If you just want to use the free thing of Keepa, you'll be able to get the pricing history and be able to see that. But the sales rank history, the buy box history, and tons more come with the paid. I highly recommend using the paid one to be able to see things better. Let me show you a few examples of how I've been able to use Keepa to make better sourcing decisions on items otherwise I would pass up on. Here is a Keepa graph of an item that on Friday, August 18th at 6:33, the sales rank of that item was over 7 million. But just a few hours later, what is that? 3.5 hours later, Friday, August 18th, 10:03, that sales rank jumped to 454,000. Just one sale caused this item's sales rank to improve almost 7 million. That's and insane. So within the sales category of this particular item, say it was in the home and kitchen category. In the home and kitchen category, with my sales rank chart that I give everybody who's a subscriber to my newsletter, fulltimefba.com, I can see in the home and kitchen category, the top 10%, the highest sales rank number in the top 10% is over 6 million. So this 7.2 million sales rank is incredibly high. It is something that might only sell once or twice a year. But the sales rank in the 400,000 in the home and kitchen category is between the top 1 and 2%. And most people think, oh, top 1 or 2% of the sales rank, that item sells all the time. Well, no, you need to look into the past, because here's the thing. If I looked at this on August 17th, I would have been like, nope, not going to buy this one, just if I looked at the price and today's sales rank. And then if I looked on it, August 19th, I might be like, oh, I'm clearing the shelf from this item because it's such a good sales rank. I would have been buying too many products and going too deep on an item that doesn't sell that often. So here's another example. Say I like to source toys, but I only like to source toys in 100,000 sales rank. So I can see this Keepa graph up here. It's usually around 100,000. But what if I was sourcing this item on like April 12th? April 12th, it was like 225,000 in toys and games. And I'd be like, nope, that's not within my comfort zone. I don't like that. I'm going to walk away. Well, the reason why, and this is something that I didn't show you in the earlier walkthrough of Keepa, because it's one of the advanced tactics to look at. You can look at when items go in and out of stock. So you can click the historical data button on a Keepa graph, and you can see when items go in and out of stock, and you can see that there's a new offer up until this point here. What happened here? So there was none to be able to even be purchased. So of course the sales rank is going to go up when it's not getting any sales. So if I can look at an item that has a sales rank that's out of my comfort zone, but see, oh, it's because there was no sale, there's no inventory in stock at that time, and I could make a better buying decision. So let me show you what that looks like with something like this Seinfeld Seen It. You can click the little more historical data information, and it opens up, and you can kind of see how many competitors are on that particular item. And you can run your cursor over real time and see how many competitors. You can look at how many used offers, how many collectible offers. The collectible offer is kind of light, so you can still kind of see it right there. But you can see how many offers. You can look at the reviews, the ratings, all sorts of information. Some of it's part of the free, some of it's part of the paid version, but hopefully right now you're starting to see just a little glimpse of what Keepa can show you, so make a smarter sourcing decision. So realize how often things change on Amazon. Understand you need more information than just a single snapshot in time, and look at Keepa. So when you're outsourcing, again, you like to look at your Amazon Seller app or your Scoutify. I like to use Scoutify and not the Amazon Seller app, because you can actually install a quick link in Scoutify to be able to see a Keepa graph. There's a little research button that's at the bottom. And after you install that quick link to Scoutify, when you open up that research button, it will show you options. You can choose Keepa. That's why I use Scoutify. Here's a quick link if you want to get 30 days free of Inventory Lab, which comes with Scoutify bundled together, fulltimefba.com/inventory lab. But let me show you a walkthrough of Scoutify on my phone and how I use Keepa with it. So the bottom middle of the screen, you can see there's like a little barcode button. You can click that button and scan a barcode of an item. I'm at my desk right now, so I'm just going to scan this item right here. So here we go. So it's a tactical helicopter model, and you can see a lot of good information. You can see what the sales ranks is. You can see that the lowest price right now is selling for is $30.92. So I can click the research button. It brings up a lot of different options, including what I've added and what's already added automatically. I can click the Keepa button, and it automatically opens up a Keepa graph of that particular item. I made sure beforehand that I was already logged into Keepa, but you can use your finger and kind of scroll through to be able to see the past information for this particular item, and you can see all that stuff that we looked at before. You can see it right there, and it shows you, all the different things that you have, and you can turn things on and off, just like it was when I was walking you through on the desktop. So if you use Scoutify and you want to learn how to add Keepa link to your Scoutify, you can go to fulltimefba.com/add Keepa, and that will help you walk you through as a walkthrough video of how to add Keepa to a Scoutify sourcing app. And if you, again, aren't using Inventory Lab with Scoutify, you can get 30 days free, fulltimefba.com/inventory lab. So take a screenshot of this if you want to get these links real quickly before I go to the next screen, because having Keepa on my phone, Keepa has its own app when it comes to Android. They're working on an iPhone app, but to have it connected with my Scoutify account, so I can add it to a buy list and then upload it to my computer to be able to send inventory, a shipment to Amazon. It's seamless. It works really, really well. So be sure to look into that. So again, if you want to use Keepa, coupon code history to take 20% off of the first 5 months of using that. So let's remember this. This is a horrible feeling we want to avoid. You buy this really cool Star Wars action figure at $9. It's selling for $33.99, but then it goes to $26.99 and $21.99 and $15.99, and you're like, we want to avoid this. It is totally possible to avoid this. So if you are fearful of tanking prices, you need to understand this. Prices are always going to be going up and down. They're going to be fluid. But when you make better sourcing decisions, you will lower the chance that your competition will lower their prices. And sometimes it could even increase your chances that the prices will go up. A few things to think about. If the price goes down, you see the race to the bottom happening. If the prices has gone down, most likely it's because supply is now outweighing demand. Supply and demand. When supply goes up and demand does not go up to meet it, the prices go down. So maybe if you practice some patience, the prices will recover. So that's possible. But there's also some smart things that you can do to avoid that whole supply and demand situation, because you're thinking, how can I know ahead of time if supply is about to flood the Amazon market? Well, there's a couple different ways that you can know that, and we'll come to that in just a second. Here's a Keepa graph where you can see, here is the new offers. Well, you can see there's a low number of new offers, and so the prices are pretty high. This blue price here is a pretty high price. Usually it's down here kind of low. But when supply went down, prices went up. But what happens? Oh, there was something happened here where the supply started to shoot up, and when the supply went up, the prices came down. So what could have possibly happened to cause this? A couple different things. Don't just look at the current price when you're sourcing an item. Look at the price history. If you're sourcing for inventory at a big sale at a major retail store, understand there could be hundreds of other online sellers probably doing the same. That might be why that inventory item, the supply just spiked up, because maybe that item went on clearance at every single Walmart or TJ Maxx or Target. And so if it's on clearance sale at where you're shopping, it could be on clearance sale at other stores like that too. So don't just look at the current price, look at the price history. If you're sourcing inventory at a big sale, maybe a big clearance sale, hundreds of other online sellers might be sourcing from that same place. And unless you're willing to wait it out, don't go too deep on an item at one of those major retail clearance sales. That will help you avoid tanking prices. And of course, don't be a self-fulfilling prophecy by taking your own price after complaining about it. So you want to make sure you make wise decisions, especially when you get close to Q4. You never want to start lowering your price right before Q4, because what happens during Q4? Sales velocity goes up, inventory goes down, and prices go up when inventory goes down. So let's take a look at this example. When you're able to understand sometimes you made a mistake, you might actually use a Keepa graph to help you make a better decision on inventory you already have in stock. So maybe you sourced the item on this date right here. You sourced the item when it was priced at $66.64, but the main price that it's usually at was around $45. And so you realize, man, if I had sourced this item by looking at a Keepa graph, I might not have purchased it, because I've been able to look into the past and see, look at this. This is the year. This is over a year right here. So you have the whole year, and it's almost always $45. But then I sourced it at 66. It's very likely it's going to go back down to this price. And of course, look what happens to the sales rank when the prices went up. Sales ranks also went up. So sometimes, we're able to use a Keepa graph to know when we just need to lower the price to get some capital back and be able to better improve our inventory quality. That helps your IPI too when you're selling items faster and you don't have inventory that's just sitting collecting dust on a shelf. I'm gonna take a little sip of my LaCroix, the official sponsor of this webinar. I'm kidding, we don't have sponsors, but if they want to, that'd be nice. All right, so again, understand that you need to lower your price sometimes. Find out what went wrong, and we can learn from those situations. That's how you can avoid taking prices in the future, by learning the mistakes that you made in the first place, but by using a Keepa graph to make better sourcing decisions. So one of the things that I highly recommend is investing in tools that will help your Amazon business. Benjamin Franklin was noted to say the best investment is in the tools of one's own trade. And my top two programs that I use in my Amazon business, Inventory Lab, which comes with Scoutify, and Keepa. And I love Keepa so much, and I have so much more to tell you about Keepa. I'm just barely scratching the surface on what I can teach you about Keepa. I put together a course, and the cool thing is the course is going on sale. It's on sale right now. The Reseller's Guide to Keepa, using Amazon sales history to make smart sourcing decisions. Includes 30 videos with 5 hours of laser-focused training. I don't know if you've ever watched Keepa videos on YouTube or been through Keepa training in the past. A lot of times it's very rambly. It's not very focused. It's kind of all over the place. I want to give you 5 hours broken down into 30 videos of laser-focused training on Keepa. The course comes with 4 free bonuses, lifetime updates, 60-day money-back guarantee. You can find out more about it at fulltimefba.com/Keepa course. And you can use the coupon code SAVE20 to save $20, but very soon the price is going up substantially. I realized I have not priced this item very well. I have priced it way too low, and it's been low, for far too long, and it's time to increase the price. But I want to give you the opportunity to grab this course before that happens. So in just a minute, we're going to do some Q&A. But before we do that, just think for a second how your Amazon business will be different and better when you are not purchasing inventory that tanks in price, when you're purchasing inventory that sells at the prices you expect them to sell, where you learn how to understand sales ranks and how sales ranks can be deceptive, when you're able to use Keepa to master seasonal pricing, knowing that sometimes item might not look like a good deal right now, but guess what? Next month, the prices are going to go up and the demand is going to go up. And you can actually know that with a Keepa graph. You can look at the history of an item and can see the prices go up and down. There's certain seasonal items that you can buy you can buy those items when it's out of season and sell it while it's in season. And that's not true of all items. There's certain items that are seasonal that are not good to resell at all. But you can look at a Keepa graph and be able to have confidence in the purchase decisions. You'll be able to know how to best price your items. Because you know what? A lot of people price their items when they're setting up their shipment to Amazon, and then their items get shipped to Amazon, and then they are in a box in a truck for a while, and then they're in that same box in a warehouse for a while, finally get it checked in a week later, or a week and a half later, or if we get close to Q4, a week and a half or 2 weeks later. Man, if prices are changing 2.5 million times a day and sales ranks are changing 24 times an hour, your price might not be competitive anymore. And so you want to make sure you price competitively. You can do that better, make those better pricing decisions with Keepa. You can actually, with Keepa, maybe even price it higher than what it's selling for right now and have pretty good confidence that you'll be able to get that higher price when it finally goes live. So you'll be able to know how deep to go in a purchase. I'll teach you how to use Keepa to know how many items to expect to sell each month, and you can kind of see how deep, if you should buy just 5 items or if you should buy 40 of an item. I show you how to do that, and that just revolutionizes your Amazon business. I teach you about how to use a snowball effect to grow your Amazon business, because you can use Keepa to snowball your profits. I tell you a lot of advanced Keepa tricks. There's a lot of stuff I can't wait to show you. So you want to be able to take advantage of this, because it's priced way too high, and the price is going to be going up very soon. But I decided to give you a coupon code just because, hey, you showed up here at this webinar. I want you to be able to take advantage of that. So let me tell you a little bit about the course, then we're going to do the giveaway. So this is where you'll go if you go to fulltimefpa.com/keep-a-course. This is the sales page. This is as of recording, how much time is left to use this coupon code, save 20. The price is also going to go up then. I'm going to close this down. But you'll see a little intro video from me. I tell you I understand the problem, and I understand the solution and the results that you can expect. I got a couple of free video walkthroughs that's similar to this webinar, but stuff that you could still really use. I show you exactly what to expect with this course, and give you a little table of contents of what to expect. Really cool bonuses, how to use Keepa to create a fast turn snowball, but basically how to snowball your profits by using Keepa. I'll give you not only access to the sales rank chart, I will give you my sales rank comfort zones, which sales ranks item on average I like to source items. If you don't have Keepa access, or maybe you're finding an item on Amazon that does not have a Keepa graph, which is pretty rare, I'll walk you through exactly how to use Keepa with no data. Or maybe Keepa's under maintenance. I show you how to use Keepa in case you happen to be outsourcing and Keepa's not working for you, which is very rare, but I'll show you how to get around that. I'll also walk you through the latest 2020 updates of Keepa and how to best understand those. Got tons of reviews and testimonials. If the Reseller's Guide to Keepa had been available when I first started on Amazon, it would have saved me countless hours, dollars, a whole bunch of self-doubt. Stephen's comprehensive guide details lessons in easy digestible chunks, is full of real life examples. So I've got stuff. I love this one from Michael. It took over a year, but thanks to the Reseller's Guide to Keepa, we finally passed the 100,000 sales mark. Thanks to this course, we have stayed well over the 30% profit margin level all year long. Investing in this course was the best money we ever spent. We literally could not do FBA without what we learned in this course. With the Reseller's Guide to Keepa, Amazon is much easier and much more profitable. And I totally understand that, because that's what I have experienced myself. And so fulltimefba.com/keep-a-course, use that coupon code, save 20. The price is going to go up soon. Be sure you take advantage of this soon. So I'm going to answer questions specifically on this topic, and if I have time afterward, I'll answer some questions that are not on this topic. So someone says, how do I know if the product is selling well when the price increases after Amazon goes out of stock? So that's a good question. So you can look at the sales rank. If you still see the sales ranks improved, in fact, let's go right now to take a look. I'm going to zoom in on this area right here, and I can see that Amazon went out of stock, so the prices went up. But anytime if the sales rank is going down, it means that it's still selling. So anytime the sales rank goes down, means it's still selling. And if the sales rank, goes up and then goes back down again, every time the sales rank is going down means it's selling. So you can look at that and see for yourself that sales are continuing to come. Now, let's see. I'm going to go to a different part of this graph to see if I can. All right, so again, we can see the price, Amazon goes out of stock, the price goes up, but sales just continue to go. Sales continue to go even with Amazon's out of stock. So being able to look at a Keepa graph, you can see that when Amazon's out of stock, it's still selling, and you can see, who is selling it and the prices that they're selling it for. So that's a good question. Someone says, how can I search for toys with bestseller rank between 5,000 to 10,000? Is there a way to do that? Yes, there is. I'm not going to walk you through that exactly, but on a Keepa graph, if you click on the, if you click on Trying to remember what it is. Oh, data, this little data button right here. If you click on this data button, you can run a search, and in that search, you can choose for yourself what you want to see. So I'm just gonna open this in a new tab and show you really quickly how you can do that. So product finder. So you can scroll down and you can look and check and see, sales rank and price types. You can type in the sales ranks that you want, and you can go through and look at different things, and you can check out items and choose all sorts of different types. You can click the root category that you want to choose and be able to make a decision from there to be able to look at that and find that. So that is within Keepa, and I'm not sure if that's part of the free or the paid part of Keepa, but it is possible to do that. All right, Danielle says, I appreciate your sales rank chart so much. Thank you. Excellent. Emily says, I see all those Keepa features on my phone while I'm in the store, or can I only see it on my desktop? Now you can, if you are logged in to Keepa on your phone, then you'll be able to see all the exact same features on your phone as you do on the desktop. So it's all the same features. The only thing I can't figure out how to do on the phone is to zoom in, because you have to click and drag on a Keepa graph to be able to zoom in on a particular time. But you can change the date. You can look at the day, 1 day's Keepa graph, or a week of Keepa graph, or a month, or 6 months, or a year, or a lifetime. So you can do that, but everything else you should be able to do on your phone. So good question, Emily. Wayne says, Stephen, when we brought the Keepa course in the past, about 3 years ago, is it automatically update to the newest version? Yes, part of purchasing the Reseller's Guide to Keepa is lifetime updates. And so when we first released the Keepa course, people who purchased that have gotten all the updates and new bonuses that have been added for free. It's in their members account. And so the cool thing about buying this, especially at the low price that we're offering with this coupon code, you get lifetime updates for free, which means the more Keepa changes and updates, and the more videos that we add to the course, when we completely update the course, as we do every couple of years to bring everything up to date, you get all the latest information for free. You've already paid. It's a one-time charge for lifetime of updates. And stuff gets updated and stuff gets outdated. Well, we remove all the outdated stuff and update. And if you're curious, right now the Keepa course is the most updated course on Keepa. It's got all the information about how to use Keepa, but then it also has updated trainings on the latest changes that just happened like 3 or 4 months ago. So it's really good information walking you through everything that you need to know. Someone says, sometimes there's no rank for a product. How can I make a buying decision? Yeah, that's actually one of the modules in the Reseller's Guide to Keepa. How to know how to purchase an item if it doesn't have sales rank. And there are a few reasons why an item might not have sales rank. Sometimes Amazon suppresses the sales rank. Sometimes there are certain categories that Amazon will suppress the sales rank. And so if you don't see the sales rank, also sometimes Amazon will stop giving Keepa data the main category sales rank, and we'll start giving Keepa the sub category sales rank. So again, I'll jump over here, and you can see for yourself. So here's this toy here showing the main category, but you can also choose sub sales category ranks. You can click on that, and it opens up here where you can see the category toys and games, but then the subcategory action figures. And so I can turn off the main category, and I can just look at the sales rank under action figures. And so if the main category sales rank is not there, you can look at the subcategory sales rank. Now this one just happens to have both, but sometimes in certain items, Amazon will stop showing the main category, but will only show a subcategory. So you can look at the subcategory sales rank with a Keepa graph. So hopefully that's been helpful, and I appreciate that question. So again, the Keepa course, it will walk you through everything that you need to know, how to make better sourcing decisions, how to make better pricing decisions, and it will revolutionize your Amazon FBA business. This is, Luis says, I think it's Luis, seems to be a labor-intensive activity when you're outsourcing. So there's also a module in the Reseller's Guide to Keepa that walks you through this, because here's your option. Go sourcing and only look at today's sales rank and today's price. Buy a lot of inventory that, you know, might not sell, might tank in price. And so what would you rather spend your time doing? Spending about an extra 10 or 15 seconds looking at a Keepa graph for the item that you're sourcing so you can make a better sourcing decision, or have to deal with inventory that's tied up, money that's tied up in the inventory that's not selling, not profitable. Some stuff that you buy just looking at today's sales rank and just looking at today's prices, some of that stuff will sell, yeah. But there's a large chunk of money that's tied up in inventory that is not selling. I would rather you be putting that inventory into items that are going to sell faster. And the cool thing about Keepa, like when you first start using Keepa, yeah, it might take a little bit more time. But again, it's a muscle. Remember I talked about before, your sourcing muscle, your buying muscle needs to be worked out, and you get improvements and upon improvements, and you get better and you get faster and you get quicker. And so when I'm outsourcing, I'm like, I scan, I look at the price, I look at the sales rank, I look at the Keepa graph. I can quickly just look at all the information that I want to see, because like with the Keepa graph, like I showed you, you can turn on what you want to see, you can turn off what you don't want to see. So I make sure that I have like Amazon price on, third party new price on, I got sales rank on, I've got buy box on, and I've got FBA price on. And so I can look at that information and at a glance know whether or not I want to buy that item. So you get better, and it's a quick learning curve. It's not that hard to pick up on and be able to do. And so yeah, it's really good question, thinking like, oh, that's a lot to do for every item I scan. It is, but you get faster at it and it becomes second nature. And when you start seeing the results of higher sales, faster sales, you start to realize, I do not want to go back to just sourcing with just today's sales rank and just today's price. It's a great question, but it has a great answer too, because you will be so thankful that you are doing things the right way and not tying up a lot of money in inventory that's not selling. I want you to use that money to buy inventory that sells fast. That way you can reinvest it faster, and that just grows your profits larger and larger to be able to increase your profits, increase your disbursements. What can we gather from the offer count? Yeah, Guy asked that question, and when you're looking at the offer count, you can see how many new items are in stock, how many collectible items are in stock. What you can learn from that is one of the things that you can learn from that is supply, about how many particular items are in stock for that, how many competitors you're going to have to go up against. And so it shows you, obviously I'd rather compete against 5 competitors than 30 competitors, but there's some times where I can still win going up against 30 competitors. So you can also look at trends. Like again, when you see the number of competitors going down, you can be like, oh, that means prices are probably going to go up. But if you see a competitor's spike and the price hasn't tanked yet, you might be like, oh my gosh, I want to be the lowest price possible so that I can sell now before the item really tanks in price. And that's if you already have it in stock. And if you don't have it in stock, you might be like, okay, I'm not going to buy this item. I saw that just in the last 4 days, an extra 50 people jumped on this particular item. So it helps you with that sourcing decision too. But good question, Guy. Someone says, is there any way to see account stock via your phone? I mean, you can see the stock levels, but not, you can see the competitor levels, but not the stock levels. One of the things that Keepa is working on right now is adding the feature of being able to see the competitor's stock levels, meaning how many each competitor has in stock. You can, on the desktop, you can see that with the Keepa. I'll show you that real quick. With the desktop version of Keepa, you can look and see, all right, I'm just going to, there's 11 new offers, and I can see that this used acceptable one in stock. This toy store right here at $9.99 has 119 in stock. That's added by Keepa. This is not something that Amazon will tell you. This person at $19.99 has 12 in stock. This person at $25.02 has 1 in stock. So on desktop, you can see the stock levels Keepa's working on trying to add something like that for on the phone to be able to see that information, but they have not figured that out just yet. So, but it's something that they're working on, and that is exciting. Mark says, I've noticed multi-packs have the same sales rank as single packs. This was new with Amazon. Does the training cover this? Yes, there are some Amazon pages, and it's not really new. It's been going around for a while. There's both with single stocks and multi-packs, single items and multi-packs. It's basically like the variation. So there's certain items that have variations. Maybe there's a toy that has a different color, and they're all on the same product page, and you can choose a variation. Or it's like a shoe that has different sizes and colors and styles. They're variations. Well, the same is true with single items or multi-packs. But yes, with the Reseller's Guide to Keepa, I do walk you through how to understand product variations and how to have a greater idea of which particular item of that variation is selling, because for some items that have variations, Amazon will put them all on that same, when it comes to sales rank, on the same Keepa graph. Now, Amazon will change the pricing history of the different variations on a Keepa graph, but if you notice variations or multi-packs, they will have the same sales rank. It will have like a size 9 shoe would help improve a sale of a size 9 shoe will help improve the sales rank of a size 10 shoe of that same color or variation. So, but yeah, the Keepa course does walk you through how to understand variations and exactly what to look at to know which items are probably selling the best out of those variations. So good question there. So Harry says, when do you compete with Amazon? Yeah, the times I compete with Amazon are twofold. When I look at a Keepa graph and I can see Amazon goes in and out of stock a lot. If Amazon is going in and out of stock a lot, and again, there's also a module about that in the Reseller's Guide to Keepa. When Amazon goes in and out of stock, I am fine waiting for Amazon to go out of stock because they're only in stock for a very short amount of time. And you can see that with the Keepa graph. Sometimes Amazon will go out of stock for a short time and then come back, but they're usually in stock. I stay away from that. But if Amazon goes in and out of stock, I will compete against them. The only other time I will compete against them is if I can if I can price substantially lower than Amazon and still make money. So if Amazon's selling it for like $30, you know what? If I can price it at $20 and still make a profit, I will price it at $20 and be able to try to sell through that item. I'm not going to go too deep on it because that might tempt Amazon to lower their price to continue to get all the sales. But if Amazon sees I only have a few items in stock, they might be like, okay, or their algorithm might be like, okay, I'm not going to lower the Amazon price. I'll let that seller sell out. And if I'm still making money, it's a win-win. So good question, Harry. I appreciate you asking that. Ray says, I just bought the course and I'm looking forward to learning about how to use Keepa. I'm a new seller, just approved in Amazon about a week ago. Awesome, Ray. That's good news. And starting your Amazon business using Keepa at the beginning, you'll be saving yourself from so much heartache, so many mistakes. You're still going to make mistakes. Everyone does. Everyone makes mistakes. I still make mistakes with sourcing with Keepa, but the number of mistakes I've made have been lowered substantially, and that will help you too in the long run. So good question. All right, Gisela says, what does it mean when the blue line, which is the new price, is broken, i.e. it's interrupted? So if you have an item and you see a price line is interrupted, there's no space there, it means that that particular condition is out of stock, that there's no sellers selling it in that particular condition. So let me see if that is on our example here. So I'm going to get rid of Amazon, get rid of sales rank. So you can see here, I'm also going to get rid of sub ranks. So you can see right here, there's a break in the line. There's a break in the line right here. There's a big break in the line right there. And the reason why is because there was no new sellers in stock at that particular time. So that's another thing that's really good to know when you're sourcing. Hey, if there's no one in stock, that means I can almost even pick my own price, not be too crazy about it. Obviously, stuff's not going to sell at any price, but that is it's just really good information to know. Arlo says, did you say it was possible to share the buy box with Amazon? Yes, Amazon does share the buy box. There are some, like in the book category, no, like from my experience, it's almost impossible to get Amazon to share the buy box in the book category. But you can see, and I don't have any examples pulled up. Again, let's go to see if I can find one. But you got the buy box. I'm gonna turn the buy box line on here. So here's Amazon in stock, and Amazon is actually sharing the buy box with a fulfilled by merchant seller. So there are random times when Amazon will share the buy box. Maybe they are running low on inventory and they just kind of don't want to have to be sold out, and so they'll share the buy box. Sometimes you can actually look at the Keepa graph and see for yourself that Amazon's in stock, but they're sharing the buy box, and that would be a third sometimes time where I will compete against Amazon if I can look at the Keepa graph and see that they are indeed sharing the buy box. Diane says, is it better to use it when doing online arbitrage, or is it okay to use it when doing retail arbitrage? I use Keepa for retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and wholesale sourcing. And I use Keepa, yeah, when I'm out sourcing, I have retail arbitrage. I use the Scoutify app like I showed you before. And I put the Keepa link into my Scoutify so that I can, in my Scoutify, scan the barcode, be able to see the profit margins and the sales rank, and then go look at that Keepa graph with just a couple clicks. So yeah, I'd use it with retail arbitrage. When I'm doing online arbitrage, I pull up the Amazon sales page, and there's some online arbitrage tools that also include Keepa as like one of the things that you can log into Keepa to be able to have access to. So it's a good question, and definitely use it. Retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and wholesale. I got a few questions about how to know how to go deep on a particular item. We go through that in the Keepa course, walk them through exactly how to know how deep to go on a particular item. Emily says, this has been so helpful. Thank you. Emily, I appreciate you saying that. Tammy says, does Keepa show you how many sales have been made in the last 3 months? Not exactly, but it gives you a pretty good idea. Amazon, Keepa will show you what the average sales rank is for the last 3 months, the average sales rank for the last 6 months, and then Keepa will give you the average number of drops. And a drop is anytime the sales rank number goes from a higher number to a lower number. And each time a sales rank goes from a higher number to a lower number, it means at least one sale. So that means at least that number of sales have occurred. But when you start getting into the top 1% sales rank number of a particular category, those sales rank, those sales to be expected start going up a lot. We go into that in the Keepa course, walk you through that about how to better understand how many sales to expect for the particular item that you are looking for. Mary says, thanks so much for the information. Love all that you do for us. I'm always learning something new. Awesome. I appreciate you saying that. What does it mean when there are sellers making sales, but the buy box is missing or suppressed? Yeah, you can actually, that's another really good thing that Keepa shows you, is that you can actually see, for some reason, for right here, there was no buy box. The buy box was suppressed. I have the buy box line turned on, and it was, not being shown. But you can use a Keepa graph to look and see if Amazon often suppresses the buy box. And for this item, no, not very often at all. There's a short time here. There's a short time here where the buy box was suppressed. There's a short time right here where the buy box was suppressed. There's a short time right here, but you can see most of the time there's a buy box. But if you go and look at a Keepa graph and look at and see that the buy box is very rare, then that might be an item you want to stay away from, because you can still compete against the buy box. You can try to be the lowest price seller to be able to get the next sale. But a lot of times I like to buy my inventory on items where I know I will get the buy box. So we all have asked a lot of really great questions. There's some questions that I haven't had time to answer, and I will be sure to post some of those questions in our Full-Time FBA Facebook group. If you go to fulltimefba.com/Facebook, it is a free group that we'll talk more about Keepa in the group. We'll talk about opportunities to be able to use Keepa to make smarter sourcing decisions. And again, fulltimefba.com/Keepa course is where to get this course. Use the coupon code SAVE20 at checkout. You'll save $20, and the price is going up a lot very soon. But I appreciate you hanging out with me today. I appreciate you joining me in this webinar. and be sure to take action. You know what? If you're not ready for the Keepa course, you know, you might, I mean, it's still going to be worth it at the higher price in the future. But I really think that this is the best possible time to purchase this course, to learn this information, because with Q4 in full swing right now, it is a great time to learn and make smarter sourcing decisions. But think about this. There's 5 hours of training video. There's a 60-day money back guarantee. If you just spend 5 minutes a day for 60 days going through this course, you'll be able to go through the entire course within the refund window and be able to get your money back if you do not think it's worth what you've paid for it. If you just spend 10 minutes a day, you can go through this entire course in 30 days and be able to see for yourself, put it into action, what you're learning, and be able to see that this is well worth. I mean, people have told me for a while that I'm priced as way too low, and I finally decided, you know what, you're right, the price is going up. So fulltimefba.com/keep a course is where you can get that course for bonuses. We actually got more bonuses than that. Lifetime free updates, 60-day money back guarantee. Use that coupon code SAVE20 to save $20, and it will revolutionize your Amazon business. And it's our most impactful course that we have here at Full-Time FBA. Well, that's it for today. Thank you again so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next time. Be sure to subscribe fulltimefba.com so you don't miss out on anything we have coming up. And yeah, we'll see you soon. God bless. Bye.